Welcome back to How Not to Draft. I'm Jethro. We are here with Pack 2, considering we're drafting a Temple Garden. The thing about this rare draft is, while it is a rare draft, we're taking Temple Garden because it's worth a couple of tickets. We're taking it over an Avenging Arrow, a Sundering Growth, and a Keening Apparition. If I was going to take any of those, probably the Keening Apparition and like a new Path Guildmage, but like I said, splashing, not something we'd really like to do with this deck. And Temple Garden will make our mana so smooth. So smooth, we'll just never have a mana worry the whole time. We can play our Pressing Captains on turn 2, but we can also play our Drudge Beetles on turn 2. Hey, we're easy. And I think that because I've got Drudge Beetle's like a slightly worse Keening Apparition, in many ways. And so I think I'm kind of set on the 2-drops. And a little bit of perfect mana can go a long way. So can a couple of tickets, really. On another note, there is the rare I was talking about, Niv-Magus Elemental. Not something we're taking. I did once try and draft a kind of Niv-Magus Elemental deck with like loads of Cremates and over Diner Charges. I didn't actually play it in the end. I think I lost that draft. Here our options boil down to, by the way, if you're interested in actual strategy. Kind of these three, one back Rhino, not really a card, and keep it not a real card. It kind of boils down to Common Bond or Cello of Songbirds. They're both better than the Armory Guard, especially since I already have a Towering Indrix. So, Common Bond provides a combat trick, but we've only got 6 creatures right now. 7 creatures if you count the Courser's Accord. Yeah. And I think Cello of Songbirds provides things to populate, which is something you really need when you're an all-in populate deck. You just need lots and lots of tokens. But Common Bond is such a good combat trick, though. No, I think you take creatures before combat tricks in the same way that you take token makers before you take populate effects. So I'm not unhappy with that pick. Here, there's a nice Annihilating Fire for somebody. Going a bit late. I'll take a Centaur's Herald, though. As a general rule in Selesnya, not a great rule, but you want to be making tokens. No, you want to be things that make Centaurs. Kind of top of the list in your mind when you're drafting should be things that make Centaurs. And then below that, things that make birds, and below that, things that make knights, I suppose. Obviously, this list is bendy in several ways. For example, the Selesnya Charm makes knights, but I'd probably take it over a Centaur's Herald because it also exiles creatures. A little lighter removal. I'd like another Trostani's Judgment, maybe an Arrest in this deck, and I'd be happy with my removal. For now, I'll take my 1/3 drop and be not unhappy with it. There's a nice Hellhole Flailor for the Rakdos Drafter to our right. Won't he be pleased with how well he cut it? In the meantime, I think Fencing Ace. I mean, right now we've got nothing to pump Fencing Ace, but it only takes 1 Common Bond or 1 Knightly Valor. You're very likely to pick up the things that pump in Selesnya, because things like Common Bond and Knightly Valor are Selesnya cards. They're cards you want in your deck anyway. And for anyone who hasn't yet put a Knightly Valor on a Fencing Ace, attacking for 6 with a Vigilant 3/3 whilst making a 2/2 is insane. That's pretty good. Turn 2 that guy, turn 3 Seller. Or no, turn 2 that guy, turn 3 Keyrune. I'd like a Keyrune. Turn 4 Enchantment, smash for 6. With my double striking dude, with Vigilance. And they're like, well, I've got no good blocks here. So, and like I said, while I do want a Keening Apparition, and I would much rather play a Keening Apparition than a Drudge Beetle, it's not a massive difference in terms of power quality of the cards between the two of them. So here, see, if I had picked the Avenging Arrow Pack 1, I could use an Avenging Arrow. But I'm not desperate for one. They're not a great card. That's a late Full Flare. I'd be taking the Selesnya Guildmate Gate here, thinking about my colours, but I can take the Sunspire Griffin, content in the knowledge that my mana is perfect. It's quite pretty. Anyway, I've spent the majority of this draft video so far staring at the art of lands, and that's a nice ash though, and commenting on how beautiful they are. I haven't played with Sunspear Griffin a whole lot, considering it's a common. I think I spent quite a long time undervaluing the card, and then didn't get the chance to play with it. So that'll be fun. As always, Keyrune's a good Keyrune, but I don't think it's for us. This comes down to Aerial Predation versus Concordia Pegasus. You know what's better than 1 Aerial Predation? 2 Aerial Predations. You know what's better than instants that are going to end up in your sideboard? Main deck Flyers. I just suddenly looked and realised we had only like 14 playables, and that's a little bit low. I mean, it's not as low as like 10 playables, but it's still lower than like 50. Okay, so this pack doesn't really contain a Selesnya account. We could take another Aerial Predation for the sideboard, which I was thinking I would take, but then I saw the Azorius Charm, which is one of the best 2 charms. The second best one probably being Selesnya Charm. Just going through that in my mind, I think that's correct. What's the 5th guild? Azorius, Selesnya, Golgari, Rakdos. Because Rakdos like kills artifacts and doesn't do much. Golgari gives things -1/-1 and kills enchantments. Azorius and Selesnya actually kill creatures, and then oh yeah, is it charms probably in the top 3. But no, I'll take the Azorius Charm. Our mana's we've got a Gatekeeper Vine, and Azorius Charm isn't a 2-drop. I mean, of our 2-drops, how many of them are actual 2-drops? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is a lot of 2-drops. Okay, 2-drops. Down on the pick order, Jethro. Down on the pick order. Currently, we're looking at a deck. I mean, Vitrigazi Guildmage is good on turn 6. You know, not going to deny it. That's a fine 6-drop we're looking at there. And continuing the Azorius Splash, which we haven't got any fixing for yet, but we've just stopped seeing Selesnya cards. To be fair, there's a Korozna Guildmage in this pack, and we could scavenge that onto a Fencing Ace, which is fairly insane. And it's a 4-drop, but it takes double green. Yeah, I think I'd rather... No, that's... Because I don't want to splash our Star Patrol. The card's good, it's not splashable good. Hey, we got an Avenging Arrow after all, so that's good. Rumbleback Rhino, good in Selesnya for the same reason that Fencing Ace is good in Selesnya, and I'd certainly want one of them. Same reason they're good in Golgari, because you can scavenge onto them. That is to say, you can put enchantments on them, you can increase their power toughness essentially for free. Because when you put a creature enchantment on a normal creature, you get 2 for 1. When you put a creature enchantment on a Rumbleback Rhino, they can't just use any piece of removal on it. And a Guild Gate, but it's the wrong Guild Gate. So we've got a 5-drop in Golgari Longlegs versus a defensive 4-drop in Armory Guard. I think I'm just going to take the defensive 4-drop. This guy's fine. He's great when you've got a gate. Or good when you've got a gate. But he's fine just as a 2/5. And people aren't taking the Avenging Arrows anymore, which is good, because it means they're wheeling and that I can get them. Because they're better than going 5th to last, but they're worse than being like 1st and 2nd picked, which is where they like used to go and you'd never see them. So I certainly don't want a 3rd. I mean, frankly, I'd cut one of my 2 for a pretty good creature like a Courser's Accord or something. Sure, we'll take 40 planes. It's going to make our deck no matter what. Nothing like picking cards that you know for certain are going to make your deck. I mean, short of something, I think Passing and Urban Burgeoning is much better than on the off chance that they're playing blue over there. And you never know, if we pick up a Hallowed Fountain and we open Jace, you know, always hoping to open Jace. Then Tower Drake might, emphasis on the might, make our deck. Oh, we didn't get a pretty forest. I mean, it's fairly pretty. It's probably the 2nd prettiest forest in this set. But, certainly not the prettiest. I'll see you factory.